the number of calls that I'm getting inbound from investment advisors who are at 0 and looking to get to 1%, or at 1% and looking to get to 3%. These calls are starting to accelerate, and we think the flows are going to follow. So our price target for this cycle is 180K. We think we can reach that next year. That would be 1,000% return from the bottom to the peak this cycle. That's still the smallest Bitcoin cycle by far.
Everybody smash that like if you are excited for $180,000 Bitcoin. That was the CEO of Van Eck going on MSNBC talking about where he thinks Bitcoin is going to go this cycle, a 10x from its low of $16,000. Still the smallest pump that we've seen in its entire history. So if you think that is too lofty, go ahead, check yourself before you wreck yourself, everybody. I'm DZ, this is Discover Crypto. Smash that likes on the way in. Josh is going to be joining us momentarily. Someone smashed his trash can near his driveway, spread garbage everywhere.
Yeah, I think it was maybe he had a rogue raccoon that were trying to avenge Fred over there, trying to spread the trash all around. But yeah, exciting. I think that was the head of digital assets from Van Eck, or digital asset research. And so when you've got some of the most sophisticated investors doing, it's their job to research crypto, and they're saying 180K minimum. We're not even close to the top. Yeah, that's very exciting times for crypto. A lot higher to go. Do not worry. We are not topping out anytime soon. We are just getting started. So,
we're just getting started. And folks, I'm just getting started on the way to 50,000 followers. I'm at 49,956. I just need 44 more to go. Then we're going to be sitting pretty good at 50K. Let's look at the crypto market right now. I'm going to hit refresh. We're seeing a little bit of a peel back right now. Bitcoin is down 3%, and Ethereum supposed to be, pumping after ETH ETFs, all these inflows. BlackRock's bullish, and then Ethereum fell 6.4% today. And Dogecoin, we got the Doge, Department of Governmental Efficiency, we got the appointments, we got Vivek, we got Elon, and it's down 7.7%. And XRP holding strong, holding as strong as a stable coin with only a 0.2%. In fact, kind of beating the stable coin on that metric at least. USDC flat as heck. Then we keep scrolling down. Cardano with the significant pullback as well, down 7.6%. Where's Solana? I'm looking at Solana here. Solana's only down 2%, but are there some coins that are doing good? Let's go ahead and hit the biggest gainers. Peanut the squirrel.
all the memes.
All the memes, everybody. Now, I said yesterday, folks, I would take some profit on Peanut and I would put it in a particular altcoin. It's related to Josh's story. We're going to check in on that one. See, how was DZ's call? I put it in the Telegram as well. Well, we'll check in on it a little bit. We got Brett. Brett's holding strong. Brett's just, out here pumping 12.3%. We got Mantra, a non-meme token target here. Ohm is up 11%. But Pepe, still no slowing down, although it has slowed down considerably in the past hour. You can see it has fallen 6.3%. Bitcoin SV is up 8.3% as well. And then we got the cat tokens. Mew is up and PopCat is up. There's another cat play I think might do well. It's the one just called Cat. It's on BNB. TJ, when's the last time you've interacted in the BNB ecosystem?
It's been a long time since I missed. Long time.
I will say this. I'm kind of used to, trading currencies. Like I'll trade one Sol into a meme coin. I had a BNB wallet this morning. I was like, all right, let me, play around with Cat. I'll just look at it. I'll look at the charts here. I was like, I guess I could just put in one BNB. It was like almost $700. I was like, maybe that's a little bit much for the meme coins. Now, let's look at the biggest gainers. Of course, here we got just all meme coins. They're a real project. SWE and Litecoin. We're going to talk about Litecoin becoming a meme coin later on.
I think that's interesting. I think that's an interesting angle. But let us know in the chat, too. Let us know what meme coins you hold. We'll put, I guess, real quick, put a 1 in the chat if you hold meme coins, a 2 in the chat if you refuse to buy meme coins. And I also want to know who, I know we've got some people that are in on Peanut. I know Nicole, she's AKA Queen of Memes. I know she's been crushing it with those meme coin picks, but I want to know what meme coins you guys have hit big winners on, because that's an interesting thing. I'm polling a lot of different people on, like, what have you actually, I know a lot of people have messed with meme coins. Some people hit, some people don't, but I want to know, A, drop a 1 in the chat if you hold them at all. And then B, what are your winners if you have hit winners? Because I'm just curious to see.
Speaking of hitting winners, we're in a CoinW long on Pepe right now, and it looks like we're it is very, very volatile. We're about 27%. I just opened it right before we went live. 0201 was my entry. We're at 0204, and I will look to move that into stop loss into profit, folks. We're going to make sure we lock in these gains here. Let's look at the biggest losers. And TJ, I want to ask you, are you going to buy some Athena? Athena is peeled back 14% today. During this giant week with giant pumps, it's only up 5%. Might be a little bit of an opportunity here for you. It is down considerably from 66 cents.
Yeah.
Now you can get it at 53.
And
how do you feel about Athena?
We called it back there a couple months ago. So,
yeah, this is a 3-month chart. So, I think it was during this run up, and you're like, oh, no, the run up, and then didn't accumulate during the pullback. Then another run up, didn't accumulate during the pullback. We got another run up, and now we got another pullback. Will you accumulate this time?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's about what am I going to use it for? The play with Athena is actually to use it for DeFi. I believe it was Curve or Convex that you can get with Wormhole and Athena. You can basically more or less earn pretty good yield on that stuff. So if I ever start doing that, I probably will accumulate it. But in the meantime, I'm just putting it out there for other people to take advantage of that opportunity.
All right, and speaking of other opportunity, Tau is down. I might look to put a little funds into Tau. We do have that Uphold account, so we're going to check that out. I might have to get rid of slower horses and move into what I think is a pretty strong support level. If you look at Tau, it bounces around 400, 500, and 600, and hasn't quite reached 700. We got pretty close here a couple times. I like buying around 500. If it falls down to 400, I'll accumulate more. If it falls down to 300, that's when you really want to accumulate a lot. How do you feel about Tau at this level?
Yeah, I like Tau. Tau's a strong project. I think it fits that AI narrative, which I think is going to be very strong going into this cycle. I think you're going to see a lot of adoption there.
Whoa, $600 November 12th. Today's the 14th.
Jeez.
Quick mover. So, I mean, you might see a shot from $500 to $600 equally as quickly here, folks. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity there. And just round up the losers here. Crow with a significant pullback after a significant pump. I wouldn't worry too much about Crow here. We got Polkadot with a little bit of a drop, Immutable X, and Aave.
Aave, see, to me, that one's an interesting one right there because Aave pumped pretty well. I accumulated it actually before it pumped. Now it's down, not just for the day, but also for the week. There's not a lot of things that have pulled back on the week. So I think you could see, I think that's a pretty good opportunity there. If you're looking to accumulate Aave, that, just roughly looks like a decent price.
All right, we got Mama TJ. She got some Fred. You and your dad bought some Fred. Did you pull the trigger?
My dad did. I did not. No.
All right, so your dad's more of a degen when it comes to crypto than you.
Way more of a DJ. Yeah.
I like it. Smash that like button for Papa TJ out there. He's out here making moves, folks. All right, let's look at Bitcoin as we speak on the that's the 12-minute. Let's go to the 5-minute chart here. Just bouncing around, found a new level down to the downside here, trying to flirt with this 89K level. You can see 89K is right here, this vertical line. So getting a couple bounces, now trying to fight back up above 89. But if we don't hit that, folks, it's probably going to be a little bit more pain to the downside. However, breaking news. Found a dubious trend line here, TJ. I don't know if this is going to play out, but it looks, it doesn't quite match the tops here. All right, so we're at a short-term trend line. Looks like it started this trend line on Tuesday, bounced again on Wednesday, didn't quite hit it Wednesday evening, and now potentially going to come back down on a Thursday here. So this would be a support level I would be watching. Go to the 4-hour. Let's go to some really larger time frames here. Are we going to be falling back into the parallel channel? I don't see that happening in the short term, but folks, this could happen. I could see us revisiting Sunday night. What do you feel about a weekend dump when there's low liquidity? Sunday, Saturday, somewhere around that time.
I think it's definitely possible. I'm noticing obviously the last few weekends have been pretty bullish. Somebody else, I'd noticed one of our members here asking if we're waiting for further pullbacks to TJ gonna get that Athena entry in 2030. That's pretty good. Some people asking, are we waiting for further pullbacks to buy and that sort of stuff? I would be careful trying to time this stuff too much. You have opportunity now. Things are going to move quickly. A lot of times people think about like, oh, I want to do this, but I'm going to wait for that to happen. The thing that they say they're waiting for happens, and then they don't take action and they get left behind. So I would say accumulate what the have your hit list of strong projects you want to accumulate. Like for me, that's what I'm saying. I see Aave. I think that's a good project. I see a day like today or a week where it's on a pullback where the rest of the market's moving. If I'm looking to move out of, say, some Solana, say some Ethereum or Bitcoin that's done well, maybe you take a little profit out of Bitcoin and put it into Aave or some of those other projects, or even some of the meme coins that haven't moved quite yet. If you're in Peanut and you've crushed it with Peanut and you're looking to take some profits, like you mentioned, maybe put it into Fred. But there's also a scenario to be made for putting it into other strong DeFi projects that we think are going to do well. So I don't know how to predict weekends right now because they are starting to change trend. You could see, sure, some low volume over the weekend, but sometimes that's when the crypto OGs know how to take advantage of moving the markets when the big trading desks, the ETFs, all that sort of stuff is closed. So recently we've seen that moving to the upside. I have to kind of wait and see where we're sitting Friday night to kind of make my assessment of what I think is going to happen over the weekend. If we pull back strong going into Friday afternoon, Friday evening for futures closes, then we could pump again on the weekend. And but if we pump on Friday, then maybe we cool off on the weekend. So
all right, someone pointed out, Chill Will pointed out a little bit of a bearish divergence we're seeing. This is on the 2-hour chart here, and I just kind of want to draw this out. You see the price heading up as the RSI was heading down. But we got competing narratives here. If you go to the smaller time frames, seeing a little bit of the opposite here, folks. Now we're starting to see RSI moving to the upside as the price moving to the downside. So you got on the short-term time frames, we got coins wanting to pump. Bitcoin wants to pump. On the long-term time frames, Bitcoin wants to dump. And so we'll want to see this RSI slowly grow from the 5-minute to the 10-minute to the 20-minute, and then that's when you can kind of render out some of those longer term time frames here. All right, we looked at Van Eck with their 100K Bitcoin prediction.
Real quick before we get into the stories, we had a super chat here from Campbell asking about our thoughts on HBAR. Do you have any thoughts on HBAR?
HBAR is kind of getting a lot of pump when you're seeing the dinosaur coins pump. I'm long term bearish on HBAR. I think the crypto community just has a bad taste in its mouth when they align themselves with the Clinton initiative, the work that they did with SEWA in India, SEMA or SEWA, I think it is, South SEWA. A lot of people, that's the dark cloud that may hang over that coin for the rest of its life. That being said, they have a deep reservoir treasury too, though.
You're not mixing up HBAR and Algo, are you?
Oh, I am mixing up Algo. HBAR, the HBAR variants. It's still a dinosaur coin. I mean, let's pull it up here. HBAR. I know it has a strong community.
Yeah, same category.
I've largely sold a lot of my HBAR over the last 6 months.
Yeah, same category, I would say, as Algo in those ISO 222, very political. It did pump recently on some news of a potential ETF.
When you zoom out, though.
Yeah. It doesn't get me excited, generally speaking. Not saying it can't move. Not if you have some from last cycle. Not saying you shouldn't hold on to it, and unless you're trying to tax loss harvest. But hey, with the news we're going to cover a little bit later today, no capital gains.
Here's the HBAR summed up. If you're trading this on price, you're doing it incorrectly. If you're trading this on market cap, then you're doing it a little bit better there, folks. So there's been a decent amount of token dilution with HBAR. If you just want to look at the rest of the dilution here, it is roughly 75% release. So most of the pain is behind it there. So there's a little bit of a glimmer of hope.
No, I'm glad you mentioned price versus market cap because I saw a tweet yesterday. And for those of you that don't know, both WIF and Pepe got listed on Coinbase. Pepe's volume way, way higher than what we saw on WIF. WIF on a token price sitting around $4. Pepe has a bunch of zeros in front of it. And somebody made the comment, I'm so excited that we've got a whole new group of retail people that have no idea what market cap is and no understanding of it whatsoever. And they will definitely have unit bias going into this. And it's so true. People look at Pepe. I mean, it's one of the, top 20, right?
The only unit bias I have is Lloyd Banks is the best member of G Unit there. All right, let's talk about Donald Trump's major plan here to scrap crypto gains taxes on U.S. issued crypto. According to some sources here familiar with the matter, he might eliminate the capital gains tax that would make all profits Americans earn on holding crypto assets, such as some of these American coins like Cardano, Algorand, XRP with Ripple Labs, and HBAR, fully tax-free, as these assets are created by U.S. companies. A source who's a member of the transition team claims the legislation will require companies to be registered as entities in the U.S. before issuing crypto assets. However, there will be a pathway for businesses with existing crypto assets on the markets to relocate to the United States here. It's worth noting that if this turns out to be accurate and the 37% on tax on crypto games is eliminated, it could significantly transform the crypto industry, as investors would likely flock to the space to trade crypto without facing taxes on profits. I think people are underestimating how significantly this will transform the investment landscape and the financial landscape. People like BlackRock, people like these billion-dollar asset managers, they're going to see huge pump, huge upside, where you might not have a 37% tax. That's a huge built-in pump-a-mental right there.
Well, yeah, I think people underestimate how much wealth this is going to bring back to the United States as well. Like, so far, we're seeing people, the founders, the creators of very strong technologies that are bringing a lot of money into the nation, leaving for tax reasons. But this one change, if they were to eliminate capital gains tax on crypto, they've also even flirted with the idea of eliminating a federal income tax, which to me, at first I heard that, I was like, man, that sounds pretty radical. And then you realize it only represents like a very small percentage of the income for the government. So if you were to do those two things, imagine how much more money would be floating around the economy, how much more would be created here. Because they're incentivizing, it's no capital gains tax on coins created in the US. And so in the past, people would have to leave the US if they wanted to create a coin. Now it's like, no, you want to be here when you create the coin. So we're talking no capital gains on Cardano, no capital gains, obviously, on Bitcoin, obviously on Ethereum. And so there's, really strong case for a lot more money to go back into the economy, because it will allow builders to build. It will allow entrepreneurs to reinvest this into businesses that employ people. I think these types of ideas and these types of strategies are the types of things we've needed here in the US for a very long time. I feel like it's the first time in a long time with a Bitcoin strategic reserve that we're actually talking about policies that are better for the American people, not just the people in the government, not just, global agendas. So, again, I'm not saying this is going to happen for sure. I mean, obviously these sound great. It's really, really good for us in crypto. It's really, really good for the United States if we're able to do some of this stuff. Again, I don't really trust any politician. I don't care what side you're on. I just look at what you do. I don't really care about what you say. But if they can, even the fact that they're talking about this and pushing this conversation forward, I think will bode very well for crypto in the near future. And to DZ's point, the BlackRocks, the VanEck, the big investors, they're going to want to get behind this too. So I think it's a genius strategy, and I really hope they pull it off.
Genius strategy. I think Cardano is going to be a big winner here. XRP is going to be a big winner here. Dogecoin is going to be a big winner here. A lot of people might not know Solana, named after a sleepy California beach town.
Yeah.
Anatoly founded this in California as well. So I'm not sure about their incorporation structure. Good chance Solana is going to fall under this purview as well. And if not, I'm sure they can kind of move around some corporate offices there. We need to ban tolls in the U.S. here. Portland wants to make them bad for the main bridge. What's your thoughts on tolls? Will there be a day where self-driving cars, tolls, bridges, tunnels, it's all handled via cryptocurrency, all like with Starlink or some sort of transponder system within the vehicles themselves?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of works that way already with a lot of the like Fast Pass and Sun Pass, and depending on where you live, you've got a little prepaid thing that just gets dinged every time you drive on it. So yeah, I think that could happen. What's interesting to me about that is, most of the time the tolls are supposed to go away once the road's been paid for, but they never actually go away. But something interesting I saw Vivek talk about yesterday with some of this Department of Government Efficiency stuff. There's tons of government programs that have been canceled by Congress, but they still keep paying them. So it's like, this program's in place. We ran it for 5-10 years. Congress says, okay, it's run its course. It's dismissed. It's canceled. But the budget still keeps being allocated to them every single, hundreds of things like that. And he's saying that alone would save, I think he said $500 billion is going to things that have already been canceled. And it kind of makes me think it's very similar with tolls. It's like these things are they've run their course, they're done, but they still let the American people pay it just because, it's good for somebody. Who is that? We don't know, probably the politicians. So, again, just the fact that these things are being talked about for the first time in a long time, I do think there's a chance we move into a golden age here in the United States.
Golden age. I love hearing it.
Yeah, it could be great. Great. We really could make America great again. Now, again, I want to see it happen. All this stuff is just talk right now. But yeah, it's going to push the price of Bitcoin up. I mean, we just right before we went live, the state of Pennsylvania, if you guys don't know, just announced they're building a strategic Bitcoin reserve. They announced it already. I think we're going to see the states front run the federal government on this in some regards. I think we're going to see a lot. I believe Florida
Which
has
is usually kind of how it happens.
Yeah, it is usually. Yeah, it's easier for them to make those laws. And then once the bunch of states make those laws, usually the federal government really has no choice but to follow suit. So yeah, I think this stuff's happening fast. It's happening, it's one of those gradually and then suddenly kind of things. It's stuff we've thought about and talked about for almost 10 years at this point. So it's kind of surreal to me to see how quickly all this stuff is happening. But yeah, Bitcoin Strategic Reserve announced in Pennsylvania, several other states coming out announcing it, and nations are going to be stacking Bitcoin. Is Josh
All
taking
right,
a
DZ's
Duke?
Peanuts. Yeah, Josh taking a Duke. Where is he? Well, where is that guy with the Suave Fight Club jacket?
There he is. There
All
he
right,
is.
quick, tell us just briefly, what's the story? Did a raccoon get in your trash can?
I have no idea. I'm gonna guess it was someone a little quick to work. So yeah, trash was all over the driveway when I opened up the garage and went to pull out, and I was like,
That wasn't you coming home inebriated, was it? Like high off your games?
Yeah, it was me on Quaaludes actually.
Okay.
Yeah, and they Quaalude threw up everywhere. No, it was just trash everywhere. But we picked it up. But now the trash can's disgusting, so I get to go home and wash that.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Hey, give a hoot, don't pollute. Fun fact, I met the guy who invented that saying. All right, let's talk about meme coins flying as Coinbase lists Pepe and Whiff. So we had a huge Coinbase announcement here. Pepe had a giant surge. They say it was by 69%. Whiff pumped by 40% here. The announcement came as Peanut meme coin continues on a tear, fueled by the tweet by Elon Musk that said America was saved by a squirrel and a meme coin. The token is now up 1,000% in the last 7 days. I don't remember him saying meme coin. Oh, wow, he did say meme coin. Oh, okay, so he also had a quote tweet where he talked about the squirrel. Hey, yeah, there he goes. Just talking about a meme coin. Now, we made a call about Peanut. I said, look, Peanut is pumping. There's another token I think is going to follow. Fred, I went in the Telegram. I shared it at 120 million. We talked about it on stream. By the time I got off stream, it was 150 million.
They did front run you.
The Disco fam got in ahead of me, and that's fine. That's fine. Get those gains earlier. I'm not trying to front run you. You can front run me. We're just here for full transparency. Let's look at Fred today. How'd that call go?
Woo!
Let's hit refresh. It might have peeled back probably with the dump. Okay,
No.
a little bit. It's still 120%. TJ asked me how much I put in.
How much you put
Less than $200, man. I don't know why I was doing such a small amount. I was like, I know what it was. My Peanut gains are on a computer at home. I was using a work computer here. Didn't have as much. So I actually had to sell some assets. I didn't have just that free Solana floating around, and why I didn't end up pulling the trigger on as much as I needed to there. Phantom, Claudio, only because that's the only one I've heard of there. Now let's talk about Litecoin.
Real quick, somebody was asking about, can we take a look at Hedge, meme coin on Sol? Is that the one that's supposed to be Elon's hedgehog, or is that something else? Because
I'm not sure. I haven't heard of that one just yet.
And I've got a sneaky, if you guys stick around towards the end of the show, I saw a coin last night that I think will have a strong narrative. It was mentioned by some key top accounts that I think, obviously, they definitely have the potential to pump this thing. So I think it could be a sneaky pick for a good meme coin run. Stick around a little bit later in the show, and we'll get to that.
All right, we're going to Dex Tools because they don't have it on CoinGecko. There's HedgeFi. I don't think that's the one you're meaning. I think you're meaning this one right here.
Yeah.
I want to look at the liquidity before I even click on it. 83,000. That seems to be enough here. They have another pool with 38,000. There is an Elon one that I see what you were talking about there. Oh my God, talk about a micro cap. That's going to go to zero.
Yeah.
maybe
Careful with that
it pumps. Maybe it pumps. Who knows? Careful jumping in under 50K, around 50K. That could turn sideways real quickly. I like a little bit of more volume, maybe approaching that $1 million, $500,000. That's when I feel a little bit safer here. But Tom Crown, if you're watching, I hope you're sitting down, buddy. I hope you're sitting down. I know you're low to the earth. I'm sorry I had to say it. Litecoin now identifies as a meme coin. Litecoin price spikes 15%. Let me actually go to their official account here. There's no way they're doing anything like that. Oh my God, they actually are S-posting here. Memes of a feather stick together. Hey fam, you got Dogecoin official account tweeting at Litecoin here.
Well, wasn't Doja, was Doja a fork of Litecoin?
Litecoin is a Doge was a fork of a coin, which was a fork of Litecoin.
Yeah. Okay.
So there is 1 degree of separation, but you could basically say Dogecoin is a fork of Litecoin. So there's definitely familiar, relations here. And now you got even Greg is tweeting about it. That's the real Greg here. That's probably one of the best follows on Twitter. If you're not following Greg on X, you definitely need to go follow Greg here. Ratios, presidents, CEOs alike. He does not care. World leaders. The man is a menace out there. Yeah. So shout out to Litecoin. Let's click on the price right now, though. Usually ranked around 25 to 35. And we're going to see Litecoin 26. Okay, it's peeled back a little bit of the pump there. I want to see oh my, look at the meme marketing pump right there. Giant wick for Litecoin. So, hey, congrats Litecoin holders. Josh, what's your long-term thesis for Litecoin?
Or I'm just curious, what do you guys think about a coin basically saying we're a meme coin now? We're going to run with the meme coin narrative. What do you guys think?
Is that what Litecoin's doing?
Yeah,
I mean, it worked for them.
We are a meme coin now.
Yeah, I mean, it works for them. I don't see them going anywhere. They're on Robinhood and Cash App, and they're little brother to Bitcoin.
You might as well make it a meme like it will be worth a fourth of a Bitcoin.
That's kind of like, it's.
I love it. I think it's a great strategy. I think it's very much like what you see stock market, companies on the stock market trying to pivot and reinvent themselves, something to get the stock going again. I think it's an incredible, because like you just said, they've got a lot of distribution across, onboarding and off, on and off ramps for crypto. It's got great brand recognition, name recognition. So from a marketing perspective, saying we're full meme now, I think is a pretty smart strategy. I don't know if it's going to work, but I love it. I think this cycle is going to be so much fun seeing all the different angles and stuff people take, because meme coins are shaking things up, and it's the #1 way to market. I know I think even XRP is trying to like get some meme coin stuff going on to get some attention, and all of these chains now are like, hey, can we get memes on our chain? And then you know what they're going to do. The big whales that already own that stuff pump those memes, so that way that brings news and attention. And if people hear like Cardano, for example, when they started doing memes on Cardano, it's like, hey, now people are getting rich on Cardano memes, and then the attention and the capital rotates over there. You'll see the same thing with all these other ones. So
I put I left 20,000 Cardano on the table by buying Snake super early and putting it in the liquidity pool to help out the ecosystem. As the coin pump, there's a thing called impermanent loss. So my Cardano bag gained significantly. But yeah, I'd have a lot more Cardano had I just held on to this out there. But you know what? I was helping the ecosystem. Sometimes you got to bootstrap yourself. You got to pick yourself up from the bootstraps. You got to defy gravity, folks. And how about our likes? I want our likes to defy gravity as well. And I will share the next hot meme coin that I just put money in. I'm not going to say it's going to do well, but let's just say the top holder for Peanut aped in this morning. Big shout out to Isaac for finding that one. But let's get 690 likes. Where are we on likes right now?
We're at 315, 690 should be no problem on a day like today.
So I'll tell you what the Peanut whale is buying this morning, folks. All right, let's switch gears and get a little bit more real. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin dips below 90,000 after hitting a new high. Is it following the NASDAQ to S&P 500 ratio? Now, Josh, you always say Bitcoin follows the stock market.
Yep.
While I'm reading this, if you could look at how is the stock market performing today? I'm interested in that now.
Looking for a little bit of a double top action potentially here. We got a few, gaps here on the chart that it may want to fill. It's been really hard to break the $6,000 level on the SPX. It's been struggling to break out and keep that level. So Bitcoin obviously following near it. What I want to point out is if Bitcoin does follow it and the SPX does break down, this has been the major trend line we've been watching here, guys, especially in the Telegram. We're looking at if we cannot hold above this trend line here I'm on the 45-minute right now. You could see this on the hourly, pretty much every chart action. We can get some downside back towards that 84K level. So, people really, we need to see that buying pressure come in now. We need to see the SPX really see that volume start to come back into the top, but it is very correlated.
Go back to Bitcoin real quick. I just want to look at something. And what is, you can't see, but the bottom below, you on the left-hand side, where you start that line, what's the bottom of that other candle?
Over here?
Yeah, go down a little bit more. Down. Where's that price?
This price is 81.9.
Yeah, okay. I don't think we'll go that low. But
yeah, so may not go necessarily that low. But again, breaking these trend lines are usually bearish. So you're going to be looking at your EMAs, some probably Fibonacci's. We could pull out some actual direct indicators. But what I would say is I want to be too extreme over a sharp correction. Now, of course, I would love to see it because we have a ton in stable coins right now. We've been trading like mad gods right now. But in terms of the liquidity, it's starting to open up well above us, 92K, 91K again. 24-hour time frame. It's all, we've eaten through all the liquidity zones. So
the longs are knocked out. There's people shorting from 91K.
Yep.
So eventually the market maker wants to push that price up and knock out those shorts.
pretty much, yeah. Now, if you look at the exact near term though, and like we go to the exchange map, yeah, there's way more shorts now. So if you were playing this market, we're doing something called the 7x, the 7 days of 7x challenge in the Telegram group. We're gonna be only doing 7x, trying to keep people's emotions in check.
Well, that's good.
We're
I like
going
it.
That's good because as we
60x.
get overbought, there could be some flash wicks to the downside. You want to
Exactly.
protect people.
And so it's like today we put our first entry point in at 88.7. We got stopped out at 88.1. But why we're doing that is because of that volatility, that extreme, range that's taking place. And obviously, the reason why we entered was because of this trend line. We got that volatile action to the downside. So hopefully we, can get back above that and see that upward direction. But yeah, you're really looking at right below us, this last minute 100x long is going into place. You could probably see a flash wick down to 86.4. But yeah, I mean, the liquidations to the upside looking massive.
Speaking of liquidations, folks, I closed 75% of my Pepe long. I just want to be transparent. Anybody who yellowed in behind me, maybe got not quite as good at exit point or entry point there, but I am exiting 75%. So even if I walk away from the computer, get liquidated, I will walk away deep in profit, folks.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
I'm just looking, real. I don't know. Let me see if I can pull. Well, I can never remember how to put mine. There we go. And I got to bring this.
Step 2. Then the third step. Then we're going to tighten the window. We're going to slide in on the right.
See that?
Yeah.
Now I can't see it, but I'm looking at this right here. Like the bottom of these 87s, we could put, if we lose this, this is a pretty strong support, 87 and change, low 80, between in the 87 to 87.8 kind of range. It could get a pretty hard bounce off of it. And especially if we continue on this trend and go back down towards 87, we're sitting at 88 right now. That's just my 2 cents. I'm not a trader. I'm not a TA guy. That's just.
I mean, that's you're 100% pretty much correct. It's if we lose those levels, you're just looking at low 80s again, because there's not a lot of support under that level. It kind of shot straight up from 73K.
Well, part of the reason we don't see that support is, who woke up? The whales are waking up from the slumber. We are kind of trading around in the 70s and we shot up to the 90s very quickly here. That awoken 190 million from the dormant wallets in just under 2 weeks. And so on November 1st, seems like 84 years ago, Bitcoin was trading at $69,000. Since then, we hit a peak of $93,000, and we had a wave of dormant Bitcoin wallets. 67 legacy wallets made some moves, ended up transferring nearly $200 million. These wallets untouched since they were created between 2010 and 2017, and they brought 2,000 Bitcoin back into circulation for the first time here. One of them from 2010 spent 50 Bitcoin on November 6th, and 2 wallets dating back to 2011 also woke up there. So we're seeing some whales kind of emerge from the depths of the seas, and they're going to dump a little Bitcoin, folks. Let's look at the profit margins, because this is going to freak out a lot of people, but I wouldn't freak out just yet. The higher the unrealized profit margin is, the bigger the probability of a price correction. Our current level of unrealized profit margins, 47%. Probably fell down to about 43, 42% with the recent pullback. Previous peaks, though, 69% and 48%. We saw that in December, and we saw that in March right here. But what I want to show you, the December spike, look at the pullback. The pullback wasn't that large. It was maybe around 10%. It looks like we went from about 46K to maybe 39, so maybe a little bit more than 10%, maybe 15%. But the spike in realized profits was right here. You go straight down, Bitcoin had a short-term correction, and then pumped for another month all the way into January, then pumped into halfway into January. So still pumped for another month and a half after we saw this purple part of the chart start to break down there. So it doesn't mean, this correction is the correction, though it could be. I'm leaning towards there's going to be another correction. We got another pump before then there.
Yeah, it's interesting. I just wrapped up that poll. It looks like about 50% of our audience says 150K Bitcoin or less. Obviously, we started the show showing Van X says 180. I was just interested to see 14% say 200K, and then 24% say over 220 or 220 plus. So it's just interesting. There's not a lot of people there in that middle range. Either you're thinking we're topping out at 150 or less, or you're thinking we're going over 220. I'm getting closer and closer to that 200, 220 range. Drew has been looking at some really interesting charts. If you guys don't follow Blockchain Basement, some of these fib extensions from the previous all-time high or previous lows to all-time highs of previous cycles, if you just look at the entire cycle, it follows a pretty good fib extension all the way through. And we might this afternoon, if we do that afternoon stream, have him come on with Josh and go over that, because I think it's really interesting to see how closely it follows all those things. And then Crank just meant Crypto Crank, another one of our traders mods here, mentioned that if you pull the fib from the previous low to all-time high, we're falling right into the golden pocket, as well as that high volume node where we're heading right now. So,
all right, we got Tim Miller. He's bullish on Toad on Solana, and I'm bullish on sharing my call with you at 690 likes. Where are we on the likes?
400 likes right
all right,
now.
folks,
So,
let's pump those
we've
numbers.
got 2,000 people in here right now, so it should be very, very easy.
Folks.
Stop what you're doing. If you're on a mobile, you have to turn your phone sideways sometimes to see the like button, or maybe even close the live chat and get right back into it. So if you could, it means a lot to us, gets the word out there, and it helps get the crypto news out there and pump all our
The
bags.
#1 peanut whale just bought this meme coin this morning, so he's taking some profits from Peanut. It looks like he might be rolling it into this coin. High risk, very speculative play. Proceed at your own caution here. But, I brought up the dormant whales. The dormant wallet sold 200 million. Okay, that seemed like a decent amount. That's over two weeks. What do you think the miner sold in just one day? So we had 200 million over 2 weeks from the OGs. Yesterday, the miner sold 10 times that. Miner sold $2.25 billion worth of Bitcoin in a single day out there. So if you're wondering, the sell pressure, everyone's going to hold on to their coins, exchange balance is super low, Brian Armstrong's not going to give rid of his Bitcoin. Well, the miners, they are designed to sell into the pumps here. So, a lot of selling pressure hit the market there.
Yeah, they've got to cover their expenses. So that's basically the game miners play, is how long can we hold out until we can get the most return on what we've mined. But eventually, even their coffers start to get low, and the prices go up and up and up of what they're willing to sell for. So.
Yeah, because you see the thing, it was like, ETFs bought 1,000 Bitcoin, but we only mined 450. And we're like, well, the miners were accumulating. There's many days where there weren't 450 Bitcoin bought. There's just more Bitcoin sold. They're just stacking up that 450 a day, another day, for 100 days straight. Now they have a giant stockpile, folks. More than 100 days straight.
Let's see. Somebody's asking. Oh, he's asking the super chat guy. What DEX? It's probably on. If it's Solana, it's probably Radium.
Yeah, I use jupe.ag. When Solana has a lot of issues, which isn't that often, I have a higher success rate with jupe.ag than I do with than I do with the other exchanges.
Radium. Yeah.
Radium. And then I've been using Soulflare over Phantom. You know what? Both are pretty fine though. Any thoughts on Camino? We did a video on it, and it's been one of my best performers over the last 6 months, maybe 4 months there. So we are bullish on Camino. All right, let's talk about the Bitcoin ETFs here. How did they do yesterday? $500 million in inflows, baby. US spot Bitcoin ETF signal growing interest in cryptocurrency here. And it was the 6th straight trading day of positive inflows. But there might be more to this meeting than meets the eye here. The confidence levels within the crypto market at the moment experience a big boost. BlackRock, Fidelity, once again, topping the inflows here. BlackRock smoked the competition with 230 million, but Fidelity, kind of close, 186. Everybody below that, though, is pretty paltry, pretty small. We got 61 million and 14 million for Kathy Wood's ARK Invest right there. All right, moving forward, Bitcoin's 7 largest ETFs have combined for $8 billion,
Jeez.
The largest day since Bitcoin peaked in March 14th. Then the all-time high is 73K. Talking about volume, by the way. This indicates massive polarity between buyers and sellers, and if history repeats, could signal 93 as a temporary top. Our volume is lower than it was here, and we have a higher price. That makes me think we have a higher green candle coming that is going to eclipse this one, because this is Bitcoin at 73K. We're going to have a green candle at 93K with a roughly 25% higher price. So we might expect 25% higher height on this green candle. So to me, I don't think the top's in just yet, folks. I don't think the top's in. Bitcoin surging past 88. Bitwise CIO told investors, you're still early. Josh, Thanksgiving's coming up. Got your relative, your crazy uncle. He used to be a drunk, but now he's got his life together. He's wondering, is it too late for me to buy Bitcoin, Josh? Don't want to give him the microcap meme coin. What do you tell that uncle?
You should have stopped drinking in 2022, so you could have bought the dip. It's
well, he's here now.
Yeah, they're here now. What I'm going to say at the dinner is, Look, I don't think right now is the best time to buy, and that makes a lot of people so mad out there. But if you want to actually get into these markets with the right amount of research, the right amount of due diligence, and you actually want to take it seriously, the one thing we teach ourselves is to not buy into the giant green candlestick. And right now we're messing with huge resistance levels. So personally, I'm waiting for that fear and greed index to come out. I would give them the one tool and say, hey, when this goes under 50 again, you can start DCAing. You might miss out on 88K to 100K price action for that Bitcoin. But the reality of the situation is we've been here every single day for the last 4 years through this bear market, accumulating, dollar cost averaging, trading, making decisions early when the time is right in these markets. And so at Thanksgiving dinner, and I've been getting, my TikToks got massive hate on this, but I'm just like simply saying, don't FOMO in. I'm not FOMOing in. I'm not going to emotionally purchase this market. So if I'm going to be trading and stacking my USDT for this next dip, again, I'm not telling people to buy that next big altcoin because I think a lot of them have moved.
Well,
what would be the narratives I'd watch? AI.
I'll take the other side here because I have a little bit of a different strategy when I'm talking with normies or no coiners. When do they buy then?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, if all they should do is dollar cost average every time that thing goes under 50 fear and greed index.
But what if it doesn't? Like, what if that doesn't happen until the big...
always does. There's no way it's going to be an extreme greed for 80, forever. Like, well, and look, maybe this time, look, the one phrase that we always get wrecked by is this time will be different. Last bull run, well, how much? 6-7 retracements of 30%, fear going to 18, people thinking the market was over, that Bitcoin obituary coming back here. And it's like, yeah, we got Donald Trump coming into office here. We got all these amazing capital gains potentially being wiped out and all these things that could affect, more action in the price, of Bitcoin. But for me, it's like my comfortability was buying at 15K, 20K, 40K, 50K, 60K. So I'm waiting for those pullbacks. So to anybody that's a brand new normally coming to the market, yeah, I would simply just say wait for that fear and greed index to dollar cost average when it's below that 40, 50 range.
Ticklemaster, last bull run, we're in extreme greed for a super long time. There's smaller time frame greed and fear channels. What time frame on the fear and greed are you referring to?
It's just the regular 24 hours.
24 hours.
Just the daily one. You're going to see the daily. And like, let me put it in this perspective. 2 weeks ago, it was at like 30 or 40, and we were at 66K. So this happens in very quick time frames. If I pull it up today,
and I think that's the point I'm trying to make is we could get it at 30 or 40 and be at 100K.
Yes,
further into this cycle.
Historically, that would still confirm that was a good entry point. Right now, if they were to tell me, should I buy today? It's like we're at extreme greed 80. All your indicators are overextended on the daily. Like, I'm just saying, look, like historically, when you want a dollar cost average, and I have the chart here, guys, like this is what's beautiful. So if you guys use FOMO.io, right now we're at a 78 greed. So we've came down 10 points. We hit 88 greed, I think, when we hit $93,000. But if you go over the historical index here, I mean, it happens. It comes into it. And like I said, you might miss out on that one, that FOMO move, but you're gambling at that point if you're looking for that 100K price action. What I'm doing is I'm waiting for this ease of pullback. Because by the way, what that would mean is, let's say we're at 100K and it comes down to 40 or 30. That means
Not
you're
the
like
price, the index.
No, I'm even saying the price. So
you're saying 30 or 40K Bitcoin?
Oh no, sorry. If we're at $100,000 Bitcoin and the index came down to 30 to 40,
right, exactly.
That would tell me the $200,000 thesis is in the play, right? Because we're consolidating at those levels. You're more than likely there for multiple days. People are fearing that we're going to break below 100K. But yeah, I mean, this happens every 2 weeks, every 3-4 weeks max. You get a pullback. And again, if you look historically, check this out, guys. We hit that 80 greed category. We hit it very, very few times throughout one history. But two, every time you hit it, you do get a correction. You do get a correction. You do get a correction. And you historically see under 30 way more than you see over 80. So I'm just simply going through the probability. I'm going through the historical indicators. At Thanksgiving, I'm giving everybody this tool right here. It's literally free to use that tool on our website. And I'm saying, hey, as soon as this goes below 50, you can finally jump back into this market.
All right. And folks, if you're wondering, why didn't I close my entire long? Why did I only close 75%? Because it doubled again, everybody. It's now 130% in profit. So congrats to anybody who didn't listen to me and said, I have a higher risk tolerance than easy. All right. Now let's pour one out. Everybody get your cup, that like button. I'm actually going to do real now.
I hope that's water, not coffee.
It's vodka. No, it's water.
It's
of course,
vodka.
it's water. So the devil. I saw someone talking about that's water.
funny.
That's
Yeah.
water. My heated cup that my wonderful fiance bought me. This warms my coffee all throughout the day.
Yeah, somebody said, Josh Josh and TJ are like the devil and the angel sitting on DZ's shoulder, trying to like convince him different stuff.
Don't buy it. Buy. Don't buy.
That's a V friend, if you're wondering.
Also,
All right.
shout out to everybody in the Telegram right now. We just broke out. We're up about 5% on CoinW here for that trade here.
The last two things I put in the DZ channel are making a lot of people a lot of money. I only put in $150, and I only opened a $100 trade.
And
but
Crank, Crypto Crank said he did drop his chart. I don't know if you can find it. He posted the chart in the Telegram crypto chat with the fib extensions on it that kind of shows we're falling.
I
right
don't have
into that
Telegram
range.
on this PC,
All right.
but I will. I'm gonna log into it today. So that way.
Yeah.
All right, so pouring one out there for Australia. Reserve Bank of Australia Governor Michelle Bullock on Bitcoin. Look, it's not a currency. It's not money. But, I don't really see a role for it. Certainly in the Australian economy or payment system. So she sees no role for Bitcoin. That's why she's making the Steve Carell office face right there.
Yeah.
That's going to be her face when Bitcoin hits $250,000.
Mm-hmm. Keep stacking up those L's. We'll see you. We'll see you in poverty.
Switch screen.
we call them poor.
Pretty good.
Identical.
That's her face. That's going to be her
Identical.
face. Yeah, you put a wig on me like Macron's wife. Anyways, let's look at Satoshi's Bitcoin wallet, now worth over $100 billion, making the top 20 richest people. And so Bitcoin needs to hit two. And Elon Musk his wealth is not going to remain static, by the way. But for him to pass Elon Musk, Bitcoin has to hit over $250,000 right there.
Wow.
So pretty cool right there. If you're wondering the number that the normies have kind of settled upon, 1.12 million Bitcoin. And so with the recent surge, he is now rivaling a lot of people on the Fortune's rich list right there. So
Elon is so rich, dude.
I don't know. I mean,
That's
I guess
crazy to
I see
think about.
Elon's wealth just growing with Bitcoin's price. I don't know if it'll ever be.
Did you see the gap now on how much more he has than Bezos?
Does it look like Bitcoin to ETH?
It's crazy. It's basically, if you look at the top 20 list, I believe number 14, I want to say his name's Jim Walton, but it's one of the Waltons, from Walmart. He has an entire Jim Walton more wealth than Bezos.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
Sam Walton, of course, the founder of Walmart. He made
That's
the
so
two richest
crazy.
women
It
in
is
the
crazy.
world.
Yeah.
How do you?
Well-
It's just, dude.
It's a lot.
That's just. How do you do that?
Yeah.
It's
You keep risking it all and doubling down and going.
All right, so
rolling it
double down
big.
on my trade right now. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know.
You beat NASA.
Yeah, exactly. You beat
That's how
the
you do it.
you beat
Yeah.
the government.
You know, when
basically.
Boeing and NASA strands astronauts in space, you're
You
the
go-
guy who steps up. Maybe the world should reward that person.
Also, real quick, I do want to come back to that conversation we were having because I agree with my strategy, and it may not be the best one. This is what I do, and this is kind of what I advise my friends and family. Laserface 2030 says, I buy Bitcoin no matter the price. I drop bigger bags when the price drops, but every week, even if it's $10 or something, I have to buy BTC like food. So
I like it.
it's more the buy. I tell people, if you have extra money that you're looking to invest, now's a good time to invest it in crypto because you're going to be in. But if you're investing, this is not swing trading. You're buying it to hold for a long period of time. If you've got some extra cash, put it in crypto, come back to it in a few years, set it and forget it. Don't be jumping in and out. And it's two different mindsets of trading versus investing.
Well,
So-
speaking of two different mindsets, China and U.S. Looks like China might relax these crypto regulations here.
Yeah.
Hashkey Group CEO Zhang Feng suggests Trump's pro-crypto administration might actually push China to relax restrictions on Bitcoin and digital assets. There are going to be two competing narratives here. One is China's economy. Two is going to be China's control over its civilian population. It's going to be a tug of war, folks. It's going to be a tug of war. I don't want to really bet against China's desire to control. So, it's something to maybe watch there. It'll be one of those things where they kind of relax restrictions a little bit. And then as we get close to the top, they'll crack down again, try to get their populace out of Bitcoin at the top, like they do every single cycle. This is something that
Hong
they're
Kong's
known
really
for.
relaxed, aren't they?
Hong Kong is. Yeah,
Yeah.
Hong Kong is. A little bit of legal jurisdiction, a little bit of separation there, similar to, Puerto Rico isn't a good analogy, but, maybe something similar to that there. Mike Novogratz, this is not good. Mike Novogratz doubts the U.S. will move forward with the Bitcoin hypothecation strategy. He says we're not going to get, there's a low probability that we're going to get any kind of Bitcoin, giant surge here. Although Republicans control the Senate, they do not possess the supermajority to pass such significant legislation.
They do have the
such as a
House now,
Bitcoin
too,
reserve.
They have the House also. I saw that announced today.
They do have the reserve there. We want to show the world that we're going to be a technology first country, a crypto digital asset first country here. But he's saying basically we're not going to have the 60 votes to get a Bitcoin reserves here. Will we get some Democrats to?
Oh, we will. We will.
I think we will.
We will easily hit
we will.
60 votes because it's a bipartisan issue. It's got bipartisan support. They've been lobbying for all of this from both parties. So there's definitely 10 Democrats that have Bitcoin.
Now, let me ask you this, because there's a way to fight the 60 votes. That's a filibuster. Will any Democrat go up there and read from the phone book?
Possibly. I just think with the super PACs that have been with Fair Shake and everything, the amount of money that's behind it,
that's what I was.
They'll be like, okay, go up there.
Yeah,
I dare you.
Yeah,
I'll give it to your constituent.
Give us a Fair Shake handler.
You rerun in 2 years, no money.
Yeah,
good luck.
That's what I was going to say. The money now has spoken. The crypto audience vote has made their voice, and they flex their financial muscle on this one. And I think it's got the attention of the politicians. Look, we know most of those lawmakers, they're money grubbing hooers, so to speak.
Yeah, it's like AOC. She's just she would definitely.
Is she pregnant?
They'll do a dance for some money.
Dude,
they say she might be pregnant.
Let's say that AOC would dance for money.
I think she might be pregnant.
That's what they're doing.
By the
It's
way.
just a different stage, a different outfit. But they're all up there.
She is one of
dancing.
the dumbest people I've ever seen speak. She is a grifter.
Yeah.
Oh,
she is a full grifter.
Ooh,
I love when Hammond, the new, I think his last name's Hammond, the new Borders are.
Yeah, something like that.
She's trying to get you a gotcha moment for TikTok, and he's like, "No, we'll deport the entire family."
Yeah, she got on Get Got.
Yeah.
Shout out to Iraq out there. All right, now speaking of the majorities here, Republicans also have the House majority here. They completed the trifecta here. AP just announced this late last night. So 8 days later, we're kind of calling the House.
Yeah,
that's totally normal, right? 8 days later.
Took a while
you should have seen the Senate in Wisconsin, dude.
Yeah.
Did you see? It looked like Joe Biden's chart in 2020.
There's the 90% came in for a certain candidate, and it seems statistically improbable. But I don't have any proof, or we're not slinging allegations here. Do not shut us down, YouTube overlords.
Well, they
fact,
can't
folks.
now.
Disco fam, we need you to help counteract that because Josh has said a no word. Can you hit that like button? Where are we on likes?
We're at 584, and I will say I feel like cancel culture got canceled this time.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to cancel us.
I think now it's
Alex Jones did just get canceled today.
What's that?
Alex Jones, there is
been
a
in the works
buyer
for a while.
We don't know who the buyer is as of yet. Maybe it's been released lately, but yeah, we're still trying to determine who is the buyer. Was it a mystery billionaire to say, "Hey, keep doing things as normal," or is it going to be someone to shut the whole thing down?
No, he put something out this morning. I think he was talking about somebody, the investors behind the Onion or something like that.
Oh, okay, so it is okay. That'd be pretty cool.
I haven't looked into it yet, so this is
Babylon
this is
B. The Onion needs to do something. They're dying.
Pull up his X. He was going live this morning. I mean, there's.
I'm not pulling up Alex Jones on YouTube. I don't think we should do that.
We probably shouldn't even be saying it.
Yeah, probably shouldn't.
Sorry.
Folks, hit the like button.
Blueberry Bones.
Yeah.
Joe, what's the
globalist?
Man, what's the
Awesome.
You watch it in biology. It's something with the Jones or something, and it's
Osmosis Jones.
Osmosis Jones. There we go.
Yeah, we're talking about Osmosis. Chris
Jones.
Rock.
Thank you.
All right, well let's slap her. Speaking of slaps here, Tulsi Gabbard got slapped around by the terrorist watch list. There, that was a little bit.
Hey, now she's in charge of it.
We're connecting the stories here.
Shout out to Tulsi.
Yeah,
dude.
she was put on a terror watch list. If you did not know, she was put on the no-fly list a suspiciously short time after she criticized the administration. I think it was like the next day. Trump has now made her director of national intelligence. And she will now protect the safety, security, and freedom of the American people. So she went from being banned and kicked off the, put on the no-fly list, now controlling who's in charge of the no-fly list. Love Clinton, I haven't seen this. Clinton hates her so much, she lied and tried to claim he is an asset for Putin. Do you support her as America's next director of national intelligence? I've always said, people levied, it's sexism or misogyny. I always said I would vote for the Democrat Tulsi Gabbard in a heartbeat. And I was saying that when she was actually a Democrat in 2020.
It's crazy because she's a Democrat. Now she's a Republican because Democrats are no longer Democrats. They're far left, progressive liberals. But, she is.
I think there's some old
this.
school Democrats out there. They're just upset at their party
they don't know
leadership.
Where to go. Yeah.
Do you like McConnell?
Heck no.
Well, there's people who are Democrats who might not like Pelosi. Well,
Oh, true. Oh, 100%. 100%. I just think the Republican Party and Democrat Party are not what they used to be anymore. It's not like conservatives versus moderates. It's much more extreme.
yeah. Speaking of extreme, they're saying this guy might be more of the same and not the extreme Trump MAGA guy that they're all expecting. They're saying this guy is McConnell 2.0. We'll be keeping an eye on John Thune here. He is raising hopes of CFTC crypto jurisdiction there. So he's going to be some slightly more favorable than Turtle Mitch, not Moscow Mitch. What do they call him? Because, he's married to the shipping heiress there. Yeah, it's got to be better than McConnell, folks. I mean, he literally glitched out live while being asked questions there. BZD still plan to DCA out in September. It could be sooner. I don't know about Q1, but I do like the first big pumps we get after the summer in 2025. So that could be August, could be September. Then, probably start, selling more the rest of Q3, then more so in Q4 there.
Yeah,
Alt season can come sooner than we
that's
think.
interesting that he got the position.
Typically, alts will top out after Bitcoin tops out. Maybe it's different this time, but it's probably going to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say two things. One, we should probably start working on a Bitcoin exit strategy or profit taking strategy video. We do get asked that a lot by the chat. Also, God, now I forgot the second thing. What did you say right before I started talking?
Exit strategy, September.
No,
start
right
selling
after that.
After the
alt season. Alt season.
Season.
A lot of people are concerned that their altcoins aren't moving enough yet, even though they have seen some decent moves, I would say, recently. But keep in mind, Bitcoin needs to run first, and it needs to pretty much top out before we see that major altcoin season. So you're going to see Bitcoin move. It's going to, plateau for a little bit. We see altcoin, the major caps, some of that profit flows into that. But most of the major altcoin moves happen right at the end. The last 60 days, maybe even 30 days towards the end, after Bitcoin's topped out, right before it starts going back down. Now, altcoins will make moves along the way as Bitcoin ladders up, but it has to, like what we need to see right now, it needs to kind of range between 87 and 93 for a little while. Altcoins will close that gap a little bit. Bitcoin does a leg up again, and then that cycle will continue over the next year. So don't get too antsy on your altcoins because it's alt season. Although we're close to it starting and we're close to Bitcoin dominance starting to drop, it's going to still take some time. I think February of next year, even April, May, June, as we get towards the summers, when we're going to see the most explosive gains for altcoins. So I see a lot of people saying, why is my altcoin A or B or C not doing, XYZ yet when these other meme coins are? Patience is important with this. You want to position yourself in strong coins. You don't want to chase pumps. You don't want to accumulate an altcoin and then go rush to a new meme coin because your coin hasn't moved yet. And then that meme coin doesn't move and then your altcoin moves and then you move back. That's over trading, especially for newer people, is the number one way to miss out on opportunities. So I would buy, accumulate, and hold with conviction, and you'll probably be rewarded handsomely.
Yeah, your strong alt that has a multi-billion-dollar market cap is not going to perform like the dead animal coin. No. Unless it's Cardano last week. Checking in on the trade, 152% in profit. So, maybe should have kept the whole thing open. Had I done that, though, we wouldn't be that deep in profit there. That's how it works, folks. Now, we do have Elon tweeting about the big government machines. Shout out to Starship Troopers. Great movie right there.
Great movie.
Now let's talk about Polymarket, man. This is major news. Yeah. FBI agents raided the Manhattan house of the Polymarket CEO. Sources suspect this is political retribution because they called the election days in advance. I think the October 26th map, there's a certain point of the day, totally matched the electorate map. So, a good week ahead of time. Apparently, people are upset that this is kind of revealing that a lot of polls might be inaccurate here. And so they seized his phone, his electronics, following a raid at his Manhattan residence. It was carried out by SDNY, the Southern District of New York. So no surprise there. This is the same people that been known to lawfare a lot of people. According to the New York Post here, sources close to the matter suspect the raid was political contribution because they say they did allow U.S. users to place bets if they had a VPN. He was only 26 years old. His house raided at 6 o'clock in the morning. Ridiculous. And they demanded him to turn over his phone and other electronic devices. They could ask his lawyer for any of these things. Instead, they stage a so-called raid so they can leak it to the media and use it for obvious political and propaganda reasons. Sources also suspect the government taking advantage of the media reports that report against Polymarket of market manipulation. I don't think there's any market manipulation going on. There are some whales. There's the big French guy. I don't think there's anything shady about Polymarket. It seems to be a pretty fair site. And then the guy tweeted about it, of course. And also, not only that, they have the trade open. Will our founder go to prison before Trump takes office? 92% chance there's a yes right there.
That's an easy bet. He's not going to prison that fast.
I don't think so either. And not only that, we have Kalshi. That is a competitor. Their growth executive tried to plant a news story containing false claims about wash trading and money laundering on Polymarket. They appear to be spreading misinformation about Polymarket behind the scenes. Now, I haven't verified that myself there, but a lot of intrigue going on with this. And the founder himself also tweeted. He was tweeting. Do you remember what he tweeted?
No,
he tweeted something, man. It was pretty dang funny.
Yeah.
I might try to find that.
No, he did. It was great. He tweeted, "New phone, who this?" It was so good.
Yeah. And also, right here, 19 hours ago, 1.4 million views on this one.
Yeah,
deserves a like there, folks.
Yeah. It was a good one, and actually, a lot of people came out and spoke about this. Brian Armstrong, Jesse Powell, actually sharing. I thought it was interesting that he'd been through something like this before, which is interesting. I didn't know that.
So a lot of support.
Yeah, and they can basically they can come in and take all of your stuff. They don't have to tell you what they did to get the search warrant. They can keep all of your devices for up to 5 years, which is just insane. Without really having a case or telling you why and what they're doing. So again, it's just a good example of governmental overreach and a misalignment, I would say, of priorities from the current administration. A huge, a big mistake, I would say, on my part. But also, we had the daily super chat from Mike Anthony asking us about Solana. We love you, man. We can tell you're very invested in. I see all your comments on all the videos. He asked, is Solana guaranteed to hit 1,000?
Well, nothing in crypto is guaranteed. I'd be very surprised if it doesn't hit 500 this bull market and above, maybe 420, and then get really, really close next bull market, which should be about 5 years from now. So I'm leaning towards maybe it bounces off at 800, 900, but it's going to be within striking range of 1,000 next bull cycle. That's my prediction.
5 years from now. And like he said, nothing in crypto is guaranteed. The only thing that's guaranteed is volatility.
You hitting that like button.
Yeah, exactly.
Where are we on that, by the way?
640.
All right, 50 away, and we're going to share the top peanut wallet holder. Bought a new meme coin. We're going to share it with all you folks there. SWE got a little bit closer to an ETF in Europe, at least an ETN. So we have exchange traded funds, and then we have exchange traded notes. Notes are going to have a little bit less regulation there. So it is a step in the right direction to see a SWE ETF in America. Breaking news here, BlackRock going multi-chain. They're partnering with Securitize. I know Josh knows about that one, to launch BIDL, their flagship tokenized treasury fund, on 5 new blockchains: Aptos, Arbitrum, Avalanche, Optimism, Polygon. Now, Josh, the BIDL fund, like an altcoin that's kind of related to that, right? And that altcoin might be in a good buying opportunity now, maybe.
Quite possibly. They're the largest buyer of the BIDL fund, and perhaps the reason for its success is going to be Ondo Finance. There's a lot of huge overlays between the two companies. Of course, looking at RWA.XYZ, we are seeing a little bit of a bounce again. So we bottomed out about 2.23, back up to 2.37 billion here in those tokenized treasuries. Again, that target here for the end of the year was $3 to $5 million. So I do believe we're going to be surpassing that. We're still over a month away from the end of this year. But accessing new networks is just opening up tokenized treasuries more and more. This used to be only Ethereum and then maybe Polygon. And of course, Ondo, though, is been multi-chain nonstop. And so what I expect here is going to be a tokenized kind of event to take place where BlackRock and BIDL take lead, whether it's at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange convention or some major financial innovation center, where they take the stage with Ondo Finance and they talk about the growth of these tokenization products. So I'm just saying, I've been predicting that since the beginning. And everything, all the roads kind of lead to potentially something working like that. And if that happens, I believe we're going to see a pretty big bounce in Ondo's price.
I found something pretty compelling in the Ondo charts, but first I just want to share, why did he close 75% of the trade? Now we're above 200% in profit. Gotta love it there, folks. Gotta love it. Now, Ondo looking bullish on the large time frames. This is the 2-day chart that we're looking at here. Now I'm noticing as the price started heading down, kept going lower, then kind of found a flat bottom here. You know, I mean, technically it's a little bit higher. I mean, we could really stretch that y-axis, but you can still see, I mean, the wicks are pretty close. But look at this RSI. Look at the strength of the RSI. The relative strength index is telling us this token wants to take off. So seeing this little bit of a pullback right here, this could be a good buying zone, good opportunity zone. If we look at the previous pullback, yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Let's go to a smaller time frame. This is the daily. Still seeing a little bit of bullishness. Let's go to the 4 hour here. Yeah, I'm seeing some bullishness here, folks. So I'm liking what I'm seeing in Nando. 87 cents. I think we're going to be blasting off to $1 pretty soon, sooner than later, folks.
I think anything under $1 really is good. But, you know, again, we are accumulating so heavily around 70, 60 cents was that prime target. I did want to point out, it does look like those bulls are trying to keep us above this price action. So Bitcoin is bouncing here. Now we're about $2,000 in that Coin W trade. So shout out to anybody that followed alongside that in the Telegram chat here. You can see it down below. I just got logged out. Never mind. Too much alpha there. But either way, bounced off this support perfectly. So if we hold above that, yeah, you know, DZ is correct. A lot of this looks is if we're going to see another bullish upside move here, because bulls want to maintain this uptrend.
I'm ready to expose something.
Okay.
I'm ready to expose.
Don't do it.
I'm ready to expose.
Okay,
should I do it? I'm exposing BlackRock. BlackRock, you about to get DZ'd. Suck it up, BlackRock. In a 13F filing today, BlackRock disclosed ownership 2.5 million shares of IBIT, valued at $91 million at the end of end of a month and a half ago. This is a new position. Manager designation is BlackRock Advisors LLC. I'm not sure on the exact number. I want to say it jumped from the previous quarter, 7 million roughly, all the way up to 91 million. So BlackRock getting high off their own supply. And not only that, folks, this is Matthew Siegel, always has great research here. Well worth the follow. Should be above 24,000. We played his clip at the beginning of the show. I called him the CEO. TJ had it right. He's head of digital assets research here. Not only that, but it appears BlackRock Advisors buying its own Ethereum ETF in one of the mutual funds. This is a first, right? Eric Balchunas. I don't know if Eric has responded yet. Let me hit refresh. Maybe he has. That'd be cool. Break in. We don't see it just yet. We don't just see it yet. But yeah, huge news. Let me click on this to see if he did. He hasn't replied yet, but dude, BlackRock buying their own IBIT shares. And if that's not bullish for Bitcoin, I don't know what is, because they don't care. Now, if next quarter they're like, oh yeah, we dumped it all. All right, well then, you know, egg's going to be on my face. But I think they're going from 7 million to 90 million to the hundreds of millions, potentially into the billions. And then that's when they start selling Q2, Q3 next year, maybe before fiscal year ending in October of next year.
I don't even think we're going to see that much selling next year. I keep saying this. I don't think these people are building.
You think it's like gold? They want to just control more and more of the world supply.
I don't think there's accumulating short-term positions. I think they're accumulating long-term hold, and part of what's attractive to Ethereum is the way you can get yield off of it. And so I think they're looking at it like buying Coca-Cola back in the day, like Warren Buffett is. If we can get enough of this stuff now, we'll be set for the rest of time, and we'll continue to earn yield and dividends off of it. So,
chat, I can't help myself. I must share this alpha with you because it's exploding right now, folks. Are we at 690?
688. Close enough.
We'll let it slide. I'm letting it slide this time and this time only. Now, I did share this to my subs 2 hours ago, but look at what the heck is happening here, folks. I don't know why I just did that. Let me type it in. It is a play that we learned from Isaac. Isaac is one of our researchers here, helps us out a whole lot with ATB.
Wow.
The wallet, the world's largest wallet of Peanut, just sold some Peanut, took some profit, and bought this one. It's an under $10 million market cap. I wish you guys would have hit the like button sooner. Maybe I should have shared it. Maybe next time I won't try to hide it from you folks. High risk play, could go to zero. I don't mind following smart money though. And if you're the world's largest holder of Peanut, probably not dumb. That's for sure, because they got in earlier. So Seabird is the world's first cloned animal.
Interesting.
Something like that there.
Interesting. I also, my pick there was something I saw happening overnight is Ross. It's on Solana.
Oh yeah, I like that too.
It could be a Ross Ulbrich, you know, like.
Oh, it's not Ross with the moist maker.
No.
You know about the moist maker?
No.
The moist maker.
I mean, I've
Friends.
seen that. Okay, yeah, that Ross.
Yeah,
gotcha,
nothing weird. Get your minds out of the gutter, disco fam. No,
like,
moist maker.
I know,
look, we're in that season, post Thanksgiving. You make that little turkey sandwich. What you can do is you make a moist maker. You get a third slice of bread that you soak in gravy, put it in the middle of the sandwich. They call it the moist maker.
Moist maker.
Okay.
dude.
Yeah, that's for the Friends fans
Sounds
out
like
there.
it's good for my stomach.
Yeah, right.
Instead of gravy, you dip it in
Never.
Water.
Water.
Ranch.
distilled.
Mayonnaise.
It has to be distilled.
Distilled water.
Yeah, it has to be
Yes.
distilled water. All right.
But
Eve-
I was just gonna say on that Ross thing, I think it could get some traction with Ross Ulbricht getting the presidential
oh
pardon.
yeah, I never even clicked on it.
Yeah. So
17 million. Yeah, I don't hate this one.
It's already
re-
pumped a little
Yeah, it's
bit.
a little bit of a pullback.
but I think this could be one of those ones that gets a parabolic run.
It hit 25 mil,
Yeah,
27 mil. Right now, it's all the way down to 17.
There you go.
So significant pullback right there. Let's just measure it. I'm curious. You're looking at a little bit of a sale here, and you're getting it instead of you bought versus the top. Yeah, nice little, what's that say, 35% little pullback there. All right, so we're in the middle of a pullback. All right, so Ross and Siebert.
Yeah, just gonna say
you
I
heard
don't-
it here.
Don't hold it. Don't buy it.
I
you
put
know.
a baby small amount in, man. So, that probably means it's going to do, I don't know. Now, still early when it comes to ETH here. This is Bitcoin market cap dominance. And you can see when dominance fell off a cliff, ETH, 4,000% gain. Of course, they're kind of starting it from right there. Dubious start there. Now we're starting to see, potential reversal. I think even Benjamin Cowan is saying 61% is a little hot for Bitcoin dominance. And so you can't expect another giant blast off for Ethereum. Might not necessarily, slow down. Could hit 10K a lot sooner than a lot of people think. L2s are on fire right now. Our transactions per second on the L2s surging back towards all-time highs. Currently 367 transactions per second. Confident they'll break 400 by the end of the year. But what about Solana? Solana's daily trading volume exceeding 5 billion for 3 consecutive days. First time in history. I've traded Solana for at least 3 consecutive days. What about you two? You guys been in the ecosystem?
Been literally just trading Bitcoin.
Okay. So you're trading with the exchanges. You're getting your
Yes.
dopamine fix.
Yes.
Okay.
I haven't touched the meme coins yet, actually, surprisingly.
Yeah, I don't do it. I did. I bought some WIF. I bought some Pepe. So I'm doing the large cap
Nice.
meme coins just to buy and hold. I'm not jumping in and out as much. So I'll probably build some positions in some of the other major meme coins because I do think meme coins will have a. I think there's a chance we get to the end of this cycle and 10 of the top 20 or 8 of the top 20 coins are all meme coins.
All right. Someone's saying Friends, the worst sitcom of all time. That take is pretty cold and raw. It is fine for a laugh track. I think everything with a laugh track is kind of hard to watch in 2024. But yeah, no,
Friends is fantastic.
don't disrespect
Honestly,
Chandler.
you're just a hater.
Don't disrespect Ross.
You got Joey.
Yeah,
You know, maybe you can shit on Jennifer Aniston a little bit, but that's
because
about
her
it.
nose changes.
Yeah, maybe.
Why?
I don't know. No,
Because she got a nose job, right?
No, people are.
I could
She's
say
been getting
that.
trash on a little bit lately because of her Kamala endorsement. But
it
yeah,
was
other
pretty
than
bad.
that,
Wait, I didn't see her in the filings. Did she not get paid?
dude, she actually liked her.
Oh my
That'd be
god,
crazy. It was actually
Embarrassing.
real. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
like, it's that scene from.
she didn't get paid. She
Shay,
just
you guys are getting
stayed
paid?
out of the news. Like
You know
she
what?
might have
I
been to come to those
respect that a lot
parties.
more. I respect her just saying, you know what? You don't got to pay me $1 million.
Just don't release
$3
my
million.
blackmail tape.
I think her and Brad just, I don't know. I think they're kind of low key.
Yeah,
That's
she said
my
she was
guess.
voting for sanity and human decency after casting her ballot for Kamala Harris.
I don't think Brad Pitt went to any of those parties till Angelina Jolie got her
Dude, she's definitely
bangs.
paid for this. I don't know if it was a lot of money, but there had to have been some slip here.
All right. Cheers. Cheers is great. All right. Let's, now we're talking about memes. You
Pivot.
brought up large cap
Pivot.
memes. What's the largest cap meme out there?
Is it Pepe?
Doge.
Doge.
Bill
Doge,
Doge,
duh.
folks. Elon
Duh.
Musk, though,
Cat
defending. Doge has an inflationary model. Those who don't know,
Doge isn't a cat.
I didn't say.
He said he's just largest meme.
Oh, my bad. I
You're
thought you
hearing
said-
what you want to hear.
I am.
It's
I
all
am.
right.
I
It's
thought you
all right.
said largest cat meme.
I was
Am I
right.
tripping?
Yeah, and
I
then
swear you said the largest. What's
Did
the
you have
largest
mushrooms?
cat meme?
largest cap.
Cap. Gotcha.
Cap.
Yeah, market cap.
Maybe. I got to clean out the ears a
No
little
cap.
bit.
No
Yeah.
cap. I said cap.
My ears are not as big as my eyebrows. Okay, sorry, I misheard.
That was good. That was
That was
Yeah.
good. That was good. His ears, my ears are as hairy as his eyebrows, so that's why I can't hear as well. Folks, you hit 40, your hair just starts popping out, man.
I actually
Doge,
just don't
You know what I
have
had to
ears.
buy for the first time a few weeks back? I don't know if I told you guys the story.
No.
hedge
Again.
clippers for your eyebrows.
No, well, I've had those since I was 4. Okay, DZ. It was a nose hair trimmer.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I just pull it out like a G till
Me
my
too.
eyes
You do.
tear up.
Me too. I just pull them.
All right, I
That's
yank
crazy.
'em.
You guys pull those things out?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I'll pull it out, man.
Yeah,
You
why
do it
not?
enough, you deaden the nerves. All right, Elon Musk defending Dogecoin's inflationary model. Billy Marcus suggested that the community could implement changes to make Doge Deflationary.
we are
Good
getting-
Lord, you talk about a pump.
We are getting a rerun. Everybody heard cat.
Yeah.
It's
So-
Cap. Largest Cap meme.
Look, maybe I think you just, because your fiance's a cat, so you're like, I don't know if you slipped that, but I'm pretty sure you said cat. You got me.
Her name is Cat. We're not furries, okay? Only one day a year on Halloween. All right.
Only during Dragon Con, right? Yeah.
I don't do the Dragon Con stuff. I ain't sticking a light bulb up my
Yeah, what is that
dark
long
zone.
string of beads you have in your office? I don't know what that thing is.
Well,
Is it
you
a
put them in
tail?
last time. You should know. All right, Dogecoins.
All right, whoa.
Jeez, yeah.
All right, looking at Dogecoin's inflationary model here. Dogecoin, Musk and others, including Mark Cuban, argue the inflationary nature of Doge does not detract from its value. Instead, this is it as a more practical digital currency for everyday transactions, as lower prices per coin make it more accessible for average users compared to Bitcoin or Ethereum. Before you screech from the hilltops about market cap, retail does not want to buy a coin that has a comma in it. They'd rather buy a coin that is in pennies, and then they can kind of tell themselves, oh, it goes to $1. When you're telling someone, yeah, ETH is $3,700, $3,200, but it's going to go to 10K, can't even do the, most people can't do that math in their head. But if it's 10 cents, and you're saying it's going to $1, oh, it's kind of like the math meme with all the algorithms kind of, cascading
Hangover?
in the background there. Good stuff.
By the way, Chemistry Bro called it. He did figure it out. They were prayer beads. So good
Yes.
call there, Chemistry
There you
Bro.
go.
Yeah.
I pray
you
them.
go.
I hold them in
Thank
my
you.
hands and my mouth.
No, just KO Kev, and I was exposing myself, and someone
Cross-con.
threw beads at me from a window.
There you go.
All right, Cardano. Let's talk about Cardano here. Cardano Foundation announces investment portfolio. Do they have Bitcoin? They announced they have $478 million in assets. Most of it is ADA though. Most of it. But looking at, they spent 23 million, spent 19 across 3 areas, 4 million on operational activities. 82% is ADA, 10% is Bitcoin, and the rest is USD. What do they say they had? 478 million. So about $50 million. Bitcoin. Cool right there. If you don't know, you participated by sending them Bitcoin. Correct?
Wow.
TJ? It was the Japanese ICO in 2017?
I don't know. That's actually.
I want to say it was, you had to pay in Bitcoin, and they end up raising a lot of Bitcoin at the price. Good thing they hodled some, folks. Now, we do have a little bit of alt news. This one's a little bit crazy here. Crypto influencer was abducted in June. Now was discovered in a Montreal park there. It was a 25-year-old crypto influencer last seen in June. Did not know this person, hadn't heard of them. Shahi was the person right there, but they did find the person. So that's good to see. Folks, just be careful telling people you have crypto, because this person set up and extorted $500,000 of tether by criminals in a hotel room. And we just saw the other CEO abducted, and was it Toronto? He was just pulled off the street at the red light.
This influencer extorted $500,000 from criminals.
No, this is a different person.
Oh.
Different person.
I was
there.
like, no
it's
wonder
just
why he was found in a park,
multiple
dude.
cases, man. Multiple cases of this happening out there. So just be careful out there, folks.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because it is something. As profits get high, as you're going to hit that
My
stage
God.
of euphoria.
Pepe's 300% now.
Jeez, it's running. Well, I'm glad about some Pepe.
Well, anybody who copy
What is
traded me.
Pepe at right now? All-time highs?
A lot
Oh
of
my
zeros.
gosh, dude, it's
A
ripping
lot of
right now.
zeros.
It is ripping right now. What is that now?
Oh,
That is
wow.
definitely all-time high.
It
'Cause
just
it was-
jumped another 3%, so I don't know what your leverage is.
20 is
20%.
pretty crazy.
Woo!
I caught a bottom.
Yo!
We maybe caught the bottom right there. We went live 10:35. Let's look here. 10:30. Oh my God, chat. This is going to be nuts. 10:35. This candle right here. Wow. Like I said, I opened it at the start of the stream. This right there. That's the start of stream. So, folks, I hope you copy traded me. I hope you copy traded me.
Pepe is ripping, man.
And we did see some questions earlier about where to long and short. Obviously, Coin W is the link we have pinned in the chat. You can get it in the description or the live chat. Join in. That will get you into the Telegram. You can see the way other people are trading as well. Get some of those calls. We're putting some of that research in there. So that sign up with that link. But I did want to finish what I was saying, because I do think it's important. When you make that big money, because I think this chat is full of future millionaires. If you guys are here, you've been through the bear market, you've been taking this advice, you've been educating yourself. All of you guys, for the most part, are destined for greatness, destined to be millionaires. it's tempting to screenshot that portfolio, tweet that portfolio, tell your friends and family about it. I mean, it's just human nature. You want to be excited about your success. There's nothing wrong with that. That being said, there's very little upside in flaunting and showing it to the world. Yeah, tell some close friends and relatives, maybe. I mean, if you want them to ask you for money. I mean, I'm just being serious. Like, the more people know that you have, the more they expect that you're going to share it with you. I don't understand where that logic comes from, but it's real. And I do think we're going to see an uptick in crime against crypto holders as this market gets completely parabolic, as the world starts moving towards this and understanding it. So keep that in mind. Operational security is very important. You hear people talk about OPSEC. Jameson Lopp, I think, is a great follow if you guys want to go research his write-ups on operational security. You need to secure your coins. That's why we use Arculus here. If you guys don't have a hardware wallet, you need to check out Arculus. It's one of the best cold storage ones. It's just a metal card that you can use. We have a code right now, DC20. It gets you 20% off. I highly recommend every one of you purchase one of those things. If you have somebody in your life that you care about, buy one as a Christmas gift. It makes for a really good Christmas gift. You can even help somebody you care about set up their seed phrase, maybe put a little crypto on it for them. They're relatively inexpensive considering how much you're investing in all this stuff. You want to be safe, you want to be protected, you want to be able to honestly say if anything ever does happen to you that you can't access, a ton of money to give to the criminals. So just keep that in mind. Be very careful with flaunting your wealth. There's very little upside in it. I know it's fun to flex sometimes, but there's plenty of cultures. There's plenty of long-term ideology about not having a big ego, not being brash and braggadocious. So philosophically, it makes sense, and just physiologically for yourself, it makes sense. So just be careful out there.
All right, now we'll end it with Sane Man here. Don't brag, stay mysterious, so they think twice. And now we're off to Never Land.